Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kim, and in this video I'm going to talk about Dendrobium Farmeri as a featured orchid. So this orchid is also called Farmer's Dendrobium, and the name does not refer to the noun farmer, so it's not the Farmer's Dendrobium. It's called Farmer's Dendrobium because it refers to the person who was recognized for growing and blooming the orchid early on. And the person's name it's an Englishman. His name is WFG is his initials, and Farmer is his last name. And so the Farmeri is named after Farmer, his last name. And he brought it in for a competition back in 1848 and received a medal for it. So that's why he's recognized for the Dendrobium. So let's talk about where the orchid is from. And I'm going to pull up a map here. And so the Dendrobium is a native to the Himalayas area, Assam, Nepal, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Malaysia. And there seems to be quite a range of temperature or climates in this area, some cold, some very warm, and different elevations. So I think this Dendrobium can take quite a different range of habitat. And sometimes Dendrobium farmeri is confused with Dendrobium palpebrae. And palpebrae was identified more with Lindley in 1949, and that Dendrobium is also from that same area. This Dendrobium likes warm temperature during the growing season, but they do experience a drop in temperature in the native area. I see that a lot of vendors indicate on their website that Farmeri needs a dry rest in order to bloom in the spring. My experience is that Farmeri doesn't need a long rest. I remember neglecting to water it for a week in the fall, and this is the spike that showed up. And the timing of the rest is so short that I got so confused if it actually needed rest or not. Most orchid vendors' websites indicate that the Dendrobium farmeri blooms in late spring or summer, but mine is blooming right now in winter, and it's in January, and that's unusual. Last year, it did bloom in the spring, and it was in May, around May 31st, and I brought it in March that same year. Maybe it will bloom multiple times this year, which would be great if it blooms again late this spring. And I do see some potential nodes that could put out a bloom spike. So let's hope that it may bloom again in its normal bloom season time. I have the plant potted in a small amount of moss around the roots, and the rest of the area is taken up by clay pebble, and mostly for anchoring down onto the pot. So the pot and all the media gets dry fairly quickly, and so if I don't water it often enough, in which I didn't this past late summer, and that's why you see a bloom spike, and it surprised me. That's why I'm making the conclusion that it didn't need a very long rest period, and I really don't think that it actually needs much of a temperature drop like the anosmums or the nobiles type of Dendrobiums need. Another odd thing about this Dendrobium I noticed is that the spike takes a long time to develop, so it's leading you to think that the bloom will last a long time, but it's quite contrary. And I couldn't remember exactly how many days my blooms last, but it was not more than 3 weeks, maybe just 2 weeks. And as far as fragrance goes, the Dendrobium Farmeri does have a little bit of sweet fragrance, not very potent at all. If you take a look at the base of the plant, you notice that it is skinny at the bottom. And I believe that that's because the morphology of the plant allows it to bend downward when it is in its native habitat. When it's clinging to trees, it'll allow the heavier top of the cane to bend downward, and so the flowers tend to bend downward like pendulous style. And the skinny cane allows it to bend without breaking. So the skinny part of the cane must be very fibrous to be that strong. And then as far as disease goes, this dendrobium, like many other dendrobiums, are very susceptible to spider mites. And I have a few dendrobiums that have spider mites, so I need to keep this dendrobium away from the others. And I've seen Dendrobium Farmeri come in 3 different colors. There's a white one, a pink one, and a yellow one. And mine is pink. But they all 3 have, I believe, a lot of the very deep yellow in the center. And I don't fertilize the plant very much, just a mediocre amount, not heavy, because the canes only carry 3 to 4 leaves. I love growing this dendrobium. It's very easy to grow, and it seems to be pretty resilient to a lot of my mistakes. And let me know if you have one of these, and if you have any growing tips to share. I'd love to hear from you on the comment section. Well, before I sign off, I'd like to ask for your support by asking you to subscribe if you like this video. And you can subscribe by clicking on the YouTube icon on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And usually, if you're watching on your iPhone or a phone, the icon will appear when you're on full screen. If you are already subscribed, you can see a somewhere like a blackened block near the description box that says subscribed with an ED at the end, and as in past tense. And another way you can tell if you're subscribed already is you can see the word subscribed, like in the photo here that I've inserted when you go to my channel. YouTube has made it harder to find the subscribe button, and that makes it harder for us YouTubers to gain subscribers. So we really appreciate your help. And other than that, I don't have anything else on this one. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.